Ah. Yo, it's been a good and solid month since Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse released. Now let's review it. I really wanted Spider-Verse 2 to be the first movie that I'll watch in a cinema alone. But, bad news. My mom doesn't want me to. Good news though, my godfather wants to watch with us and pay for our tickets. Well, it's a win. It's been weeks now since I saw Spider Man Across the Spider Verse, and I think that it is the best time to make a review about it. In a world of franchises and trilogies, we finally have a contender for the old Star Wars trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy, and the Aliens duology. I don't count the other one though, so yeah. Anyways, but is Spider Man Across the Spider Verse better than the first? A continuation of its values, a look into other elements, or a worse movie? Well, Across the Spider Verse is such a great film. It improves on a lot of things that Part 1 does, and does it much better. The first and second act is such a step up from Part 1. Starting with Gwen Stacy rather than on Miles is really telling of the priorities of the movie, its characters. The backstory of Gwen and her relationship with Peter in her universe gave a lot of context to Gwen and her relationship with her father, Captain Stacy. Miguel O'Hara showing up for backup was a cool introduction to the mechanics of the Spider-Verse. He has a great design and look that makes him intimidating and ruthless, while still retaining the spider look. I love Oscar Isaac's voice acting, and overall, I think that Spider-Man 2099 is a decent addition to the movie. Jess True is cool too. She has a motorcycle, which is kind of unique for a Spider-Woman. Switching on to Miles, Miles Morales is such a great character. The emotional issues he has with his life, with his parents, with being Spider-Man, and his unending feelings for Gwen Stacy is such a relatable world for most teenagers. The heart is present in the movie. The animation of this film improved so much because time and heart was put into it so much. The color schemes and color palette of each individual universe is present. Miles is metropolitan, therefore darker colors and bluish hues. Gwen's is like a painting. The background of every scene there encapsulates the emotion of the character in it. Spider-Man India's world is yellowish and vibrant, to the point that it's highly saturated. I do think it's good though. Spider-Punk's is like pages ripped from a propaganda book. Moving on to the villains, I also love the Spot. He's such a deadbeat, quirky, and comedic villain done right. Until he actually gets pissed off. That's the thing. He becomes such a badass character with a legitimate motivation. Because Spider-Man made his life worse. I like the Spider-Verse second act. A lot of handy references, funny shoutouts, the Venom reference, the live action references, and some of the memes show up. Makes the Spider-Verse segment a fun watch. However, the best thing about this is the explanation of the canon events, albeit some people don't like the logic in it. I myself have enjoyed it a lot. It questions how special Miles is, and even if he is an anomaly, we'll be able to see what he will truly be in the next part. Is he even deserving of Spider-Man? We don't know. Back to the canon events. It truly expresses Miles' dissonant course, a course he treads for his own. He doesn't belong, but why does that matter?
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go.
You have no idea what you're doing!
I'm gonna do my own thing.
The scenes from the second act up to the late final act is the perfect action movie. But the final 10 minutes of the movie drag on a bit. I guess the situation Miles and Gwen is in is a truly shocking moment. The roaring music in the background amplifies the ending part to a degree. But the reveal in the end where Miles looks into a mirror, get it, and sees himself is jarring. I expected it a mile ago. A mile ago, yeah. Anyways, the final part of the movie that features Gwen is the ending that I consider as the actual ending of the film. It's a perfect cliffhanger compared to Miles' reveal. It is a near better film than part 1, but despite that, Across the Spider-Verse is still one of the most fun and feels that I've ever felt in an animated film ever. I'll give this one a 46 out of 50 or a 9.2 out of 10 in the meter. Quality, 9 out of 10. Rewatchability, 10 out of 10. Importance, influence, all in one category, 9 out of 10. The enjoyability, 10 out of 10. And the consistency with an 8 out of 10.